This is WSUR, and I couldn't have timed that any more perfect. That was a band called Trash the Brand, and that was a song called Social Call. And we're going to go to the phones right now because we actually have the bass player and vocals of Scott Little. You there, Scott?
Hey, what's up, big man?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, dude, just sitting down at my favorite bar down here in Jackson, Tennessee, having a nice, cool, frosty beverage.
I wish I could be joining you this crazy New England weather, let me tell you. Thanks for taking the time to hit the G-Spot. What's going on?
Oh, dude, man, we're just rehearsing, getting ready for our tour. Got a tour coming up in January, big man. We're going to be heading out to, starting, I believe, in North Carolina, go down to South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, all the way out to the Gulf Coast there to Texas, back through Louisiana, up into Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and end up in West Virginia.
Very cool. That sounds like a grand old time.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how Trash the Brand came about?
Oh, sure, man. It's a pretty simple story. I think a lot of bands started out like this. Me and Scotty Austin, he's the singer, primary songwriter, guitar player, vocalist there. He and I just started doing little acoustic gigs here around Jackson, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas. We're right here between Memphis and Nashville, so it's a big music scene down through here. Basically playing acoustic shows for beer money, actually, buddy. You know how it goes. The hard rock star, rock life. You gotta have some beer money every now and then. But it just evolved from that. You know, working in his original music, the songs he writes are stories that he's lived and things that we've all gone through. So it's kind of progressed naturally, but extremely quickly. Just from that, we added a drummer and became a three-piece, and call our music swamp rock. Man, it's got a little bit of everything in it: a little rock, a little blues, a little punk, maybe some rockabilly. Of course, Jackson, Tennessee's has the Rockabilly Hall of Fame here, man, home of Carl Perkins. We got some history here.
Well, your debut album, self-titled Trash the Brand, is downright dirty rock and roll. Was that what you guys were shooting for with this CD?
Dude, honestly, exactly. It was, we cut this record. We actually kind of auditioned producers and, talked with them and kind of wanted to hear what they had to say. And we hooked up with Justin Reimer in Memphis down here at Crosstrack Studio. He told us some magic words, man. He said, I don't want you guys to sound like anybody, but I want you to sound like everybody. And he wanted us to just, to be ourselves and do our things. And then, he kind of interjected a little bit as far as arrangement, not that much with our tone, though. We wanted to keep it raw. We cut the entire album in 5 weeks.
Wow.
That way we didn't overproduce anything. We didn't double think stuff. Let it come out, and it was done digitally, but it I guess the way we did it's like the old analog days. You know what I mean? You get what you get.
The whole CD is truly a rock CD. What was the process like writing this CD?
Oh Lord. Number one, it was hectic, dude. I mean, it was like 18-hour days, and we live here in Jackson. We're about an hour north of Memphis, so it was getting home at daylight, and we all have day jobs, blue-collar day jobs. So as soon as we get off work, fly back to Memphis, get home daylight, get an hour or two sleep. And I mean, that was constant for the pretty much for the 5 weeks there. It wasn't much sleep at all, but it was just taking the songs that Scotty had and writing a couple there in the studio, putting them together, finishing them off, letting the producer do his job, with maybe rearranging, let's break that verse in half and move a bridge over here and just stuff like that. And just, man, I can't explain. It just came naturally. I mean, it just all flowed, once it started. It's kind of like cutting yourself, it's kind of hard to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, the whole CD sounds that way. I checked it out today, and I particularly care for Larry and the Blue Dog, The Devil's Ride. It's very cool. What was it like writing that track?
Oh man, it was kind of like the way that what the song talks about. It was kind of dark, just a real dark place in Scotty's life, and we wanted to kind of, that was done, I think, just a little bit more in the middle of the actual album as far as cutting the tracks. So we were all deadbeat tired and run down, and I think that's kind of the story that Scotty was getting across. It kind of worked out, luckily, that during the writing process during the recording process there, came at the time that he was kind of emotionally drained, like he was whenever he came up with the lyrics to the song and living the story. So it was just magical, man. I mean, it was just listening to the words, knowing the words and everything, and then just getting in there and it coming out, just making sure that the music tied together with the theme of the song.
Another climactic song, and I'm sorry to interrupt you,
is
Bad Bad Boy. Can you tell us the story behind that particular track?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories. A bad boy knows a bad girl when he sees one. That's the hook, and it's kind of like that, like these living the music world and getting out there playing music, and you see some of the bad girls that are out there, they're all looking for the bad boy, and it kind of also relates on the other hand, on the flip side of it. It's Scotty's mother. She's a bad woman, dude. She's a truck driving lady, and she raised him, to be a man and rough, and he's from Parsons, Tennessee, man. All they know how to do up there is kill things and drink. It just kind of all relates to that, Sometimes it takes a bad woman to raise a bad boy, and it takes a bad boy to know a bad girl. So,
Nope, and I know all about truckers. My dad was one for 31 years, so I know all about it.
Yeah, like.
No, yeah. 1,000 Songs is a heartfelt ballad. For a gritty-sounding band, what made you decide to do that particular song?
Well, that's probably the most touching song that we've got on the album, dude, and it's actually, that song saved Scotty's life. The story of that song. The song was written about a veteran who had come back from Iraq and Afghanistan, been over there, unfortunately having to take people's lives and risking his every single day over there, get shot at and watching his friends pass away. And he comes home and his wife had been going out on him with one of his friends, so they had to separate, and the guy moved out. And Scotty, again, coming out of that dark place in his life there, a lot of these songs came kind of back to back there. Of course, that's where most of the good music comes from. But the guy took Scotty in, man, and kind of helped him get into rehab and get his life back in order and get his life back straight, even though he was having so many personal problems himself. And Scotty got up one day, and the guy had already left for his work, and Scotty read a poem that the gentleman had written on the back of a Comcast bill. He had written that poem to his wife. So Scotty gave him writing credit on it, but that's what sparked the song, and it's just such an emotional song. I mean, I still, when I play it, I get hair stand up on the back of my neck, man. It's just it's a very, the bridge says, I'm so sick of trying and things never change. I don't mind dying. I just never thought I'd die this way. I never thought I'd come home and I'd die most. I don't know where that comes from. I was going to tell you, we played this song the other night in Memphis, and it was so touching. Scotty tells the story in the middle of the song. We kind of break it down and extend it a little bit, and a gentleman, a veteran, came in out of the crowd and gave Scotty his retirement pin. He was a retired veteran, and he gave it to Scotty and told him he won't even keep it for that song. It touches a lot of people, dude.
Well, it's an amazing song. I listened to it, and I was like, wow. Back in the 80s, that's all you had were ballads, and
right.
You don't get that much. I mean, you do and you don't with artists today, but I'll tell you that I listened to that and I was floored. I was like, what a great song. I mean, it's very touching, and it tugs at your heartstrings. Where does the band draw its creativity from?
Oh gosh, actually, again, just our life stories, dude. What goes on. We don't buy songs. We don't let people give us music. What Scotty sings, you can hear the emotion in his voice when he sings. I mean, he felt everything that's coming out of his mouth. I think that's where you get that rawness and that rasp. I mean, that's the first time I heard Scotty sing. I'm the one that told him, dude, you need to be singing. He was a guitar player for several different touring bands around here, and he never really sang or been a front man. And I just said, dude, you've got to get out there, because when you sing, I mean, it's just, to me, he sounds like a 70-year-old black man been playing music down on Beale Street, and struggled himself with his lives with drug problems and things. That stereotypical blues, old school blues player, just somebody who's really struggled, black, white, whatever color. But being from Memphis, you see a lot of that down on the street. Gentlemen down there playing there with the little cup out of their hat out, playing a guitar with only 2 strings on it, and that's just kind of where we pull it from. This life that we're living here. We're right in a great area, and I've been exposed to so much different genres of music, country in Nashville, blues in Memphis, here with rockabilly, and of course being raised in rock and roll. We just kind of pull them all 3 together and stir them up and pour it out, and hopefully that's what you get. Trash the brand.
Exactly. That kind of segues me into my next question. Who are some of your or the band's musical influences?
See, Steven, our drummer, came from the more active rock genre, so I would probably say his I guess influences would be, Tool. Of course, he gets a little old school Rush, but he gets more active rock. I'm more of the old school Rush and Iron Maiden, but then I turn around and love the Rolling Stones. Now, Scotty listens to classic music. He's on a big radio, and I think that's where when he comes up with his melodies and things on the guitar, it's why it's really kind of genre, it's like a genre pinball. I mean, it jumps around everywhere because, you know, he's got so many influences in this area, I guess is the way I'm trying to put it. You know, it's and not any one thing. He likes the White Stripes. I know some of the stuff that he does listen to, the earlier stuff is so diverse that a lot of people didn't catch on to. And I guess when you pull all these things together, Scotty has played some country and things like that. So, you know, I'm old, dude, old school, man. Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, Tesla.
Yeah,
things like that.
I just played Modern Day Cowboy not too long ago, so.
One of my favorites.
Is there anything the fans may not know about Trash the Brand that you could share with us?
Oh, Lord, no, just that hopefully we're coming to a town near you, man. Just request us as much as you can. We're just a hard-working three-piece band that loves to rock and roll, you know. When you see us live, we try to make everybody have fun, dude, when we play it, you know. I saw Van Halen in '83 at the US Festival in San Bernardino, California, and one thing that struck me was how Eddie Van Halen always had a smile on his face and always just made it look like playing the guitar was effortless, and he was having such a good time on stage, and I think that's what I try, and the rest of the band tries to do when we get out there. Is we're not going to stand up on the little tall perches on the side of the stage and all bend over choreographed. It's old school fun rock and roll. Everybody's running around and having a good time and cutting up with the crowd and not taking anything away from those bands that do the chorus. It's a lot of work, and I'll give every band their credit, but that's not what we are. We're just a good, fun-loving, hard-rocking band that loves our fans, and we love to interact with everybody. You know, just come on, like us on Facebook, come to our Reverb Nation page. You can listen to the whole album for free, and we just invite everybody. We love everybody, man.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, the CD, and I'm not trying to, you know, buddy you up, but the CD really is good. It's solid. I may use that word a lot, but it really is. It's something I haven't heard for a while. It's there. You can sense it. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that comes out, you're like, well, but the minute I started listening to you guys, I was like, wow, these guys definitely love what they're doing, and you can just, it exudes it in the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that so much, man. I think you'll find too, listen at it, there's some diversity on the album. You know, you got the slow ballad, we got a slow blues tune on there. Then we put a little heavier, more active rock song at the end. Of course, that wasn't the intention. That's just the way the songs came out. But we wanted to have diversity on the album. So, you know, I listen to a lot of music. You know, of course, Scotty doesn't, but you know, a lot of times you put in a CD and there might be 3 or 4 songs on there that you really like, or you're skipping tunes back and forth. But one thing we hear mostly from all of our fans is that you know, I don't have to hit the skip button, go to the next track. They can listen to the whole thing, and it gives them that diversity. Each song's a little bit different, you know. We change the tempo and change things to kind of keep you off your toes a little bit, and I think that's worked in our advantage. You know, we're kind of worried about it at the beginning. You know, people say, you know, pick a style and stick with it, you know, but I think we did generally. We've got about 60-70% on there, what we call swamp rock, and the rest is just, you know, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And we were lucky enough, Mr. Jeff Hansen with Silent Majority Group just picked us up as he's our new manager now. This gentleman managed Creed and Alter Bridge. He now has Saving Abel. He's had Paramore, Seven Dust, Candlebox, Tantric, Frank and Hanley. So this is a very successful gentleman. So hopefully we're looking for big things to come from him. You know, our partnership with him, and he's getting us on the road. He's the one who does it with his tour. So hopefully you'll hear, if we can sell 30 million albums, or 13, or how many ever it was that Creed did, if we can do 1/10 of that, we'll be tickled to death.
Congratulations on your new manager, and as you said, he's propelled many of those artists way up there, and I can see him doing it with you guys, too, because I'm telling you, you have it. You have that rock and roll aura about you guys. Just from the first song to the last, it's defined within you guys.
I appreciate it so much.
So you have a few shows coming up. This is kind of a two-part question. What can the fans expect to see from a Trash the Brand show? And are there any plans to do a nationwide tour soon?
I'll answer the last one first. Yes, there is. We're in the plans right now. I can't say who it is. It's with the band that everybody knows. I mean, they're big in the active rock, but they're kind of close. Well, I think our music will mesh real well with them right now, and of course, Mr. Jeff's working on it. As soon as he gets it up, you know, we'll post it on our website, www.trashthebrand.com, and it'll also be on Reverb Nation and on our Facebook page. And refresh me on the first question, ADD.
When the fans go out to see a Trash the Brand show, what can they expect?
And probably first off to think, holy crap, how does this all come from three-piece band here? You know, that's I know the album is I'm very proud of it, and it's excellent. But a lot of comments we get is that we actually sound better live, just as a three-piece, and just hammering it out, sweating our heads off, and just, you know, doing what we do, man. It's we get a lot of people sitting there during the breaks that come up and are like, or come meet us at the merch booth or the meet and greets, are like, holy crap, man, y'all sound so huge for just three pieces, you know. And it's got a couple little secrets there. Nothing's tracked. We don't track anything. We pull out the old school, just get down and dirty and play rock and roll. You know, you're not going to have little intro loops and things like that as of now, and we want to try and keep it that way if we can, and just keep it, like I said, stripped down, but just a huge sound for a three-piece band, one guitar, one bass, and then drum kit with two vocalists. So.
Well, you guys, you do have a huge sound. I love it. I'm going to actually ask you one more question, and I'm going to let you go. And we're going to end this with another one of your tunes. What is next for you guys? Are you already starting the writing process for yet another CD, or are you just going to let this settle for a little bit and see where this goes?
Well, of course, we're letting this settle, but the writing process, we do that every day. Every single day, something will go through my mind, and me and Scotty have this little kind of tag team kind of deal. It's not like Bernie Taupin and Elton John, but I get little hook lines and lyrics, and I shoot him texts, about 100 texts a day. He's probably sick of it, man, probably blowing his data plan out of the water. But, you know, get hook lines and little phrases and choruses, and I'll shoot him, a text, lyric, here it is, and of course he plays music every single day, and so we write every day. And then, you know, of course, some hit the trash can, and some, you know, end up, we kind of put in our pocket and wait till we get to the actual time we want to demo them. But, yeah, every single day is a writing process. You write music, you know, everything you run into every day pretty much. You have good times and bad times, and both of them are you know, can be good inspiration for songwriting, so.
Well, I'm not kissing butt here. Trash the Brand, this self-titled CD, is one hell of a ride. I enjoyed the whole thing, listening to it earlier today, and I was like, I actually started listening to it, I believe, a couple songs. I checked you out on YouTube, and I was like, wow. And when I finally got the CD, I was floored. I was like, holy cow, these guys are really good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, they can check us out on YouTube too, man. There's some live footage, and people, our fans, we let them, you know, post up videos on our page and stuff. There's some live footage of us playing in Memphis, and we got some of our songs there. We got two official videos, one for Social Call and one for Larry and the Blue Dog. So if anybody wants to go to YouTube and just search up Trash the Brand, you should get up a whole list there, man.
I hope you guys, when you do this nationwide tour, I hope you come up north so I can check you out, because I'd love to see you guys live. Now you've sparked my interest as far as your live shows go. You know, I want to thank you for taking the time to call the G-Spot and talk to us here about Trash the Brand, the music, what you guys are doing, and, you know, I really appreciate it. I wish you the best. I wish the band the best. I hope big and great things happen to you guys, you know?
Man, I appreciate it so much. We're keeping our fingers crossed, doing what we do.
I got them crossed for you, my man. And again, I want to thank you. I want to thank NewEnglandConcertReviews.com for hooking this up, getting this interview going. All I got to say, man, is thanks again and rock on.
I appreciate you, big man. You too.
Hopefully talk to you sometime in the future.
You bet, man. Anytime, you just let us know, big man. We'll be here.
All right, sounds great. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Little, bass and vocals for Trash the Brand. Thanks, Scott.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, have a good one, man.
You too, buddy.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
That was Scott Little, bass and vocals for Trash the Brand. We're actually going to play another song right now from them. This is called Larry the Blue Dog, Devil's Ride, right here on WSUR.